Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the new Fairy Hugs Magical Scenes collection, and we're going to be using the Endless Knowledge magical scene. I'm also going to be using the Treasure Quiet, which is the sentiment that goes with that. And the Endless Knowledge is, I've got one stamped out for you actually, let me show you, because my ink pad is a little bit dirty, or my stamp's a bit dirty. So we've got Alina, who's an existing design, and she's sat on the stacked books, which have been everything's been masked off for you to create a composition. We've also got the Path of Knowledge in here. We've got the book flowers, and this is Ollie, who's actually from the Winter Wonderland collection from last year. And all the stamps have been resized and obviously put into a scene for you, which gets you started straight away. You don't have to do any of your masking, search for your stamps or anything like that. You've got it made straight away. And then the little Treasure Quiet sentiment is the book flowers again, but you can see they're smaller than on the main image. And you've got Ollie, who is not Ollie, Hoots, who was from the original. Was he from the original set? I think he was from the original book collection. Anyway, and the sentiment is obviously brand new there, and they're meant to fit on circles, but you can see from this here, it doesn't have to fit on a circle if you don't want it to. Okay, so we're going to have a play with it, and we're going to do something slightly different. I'm not going to use the brand new enchantment paper pad with it. I'm going to use paper from the Petalshimmer paper pad, which was one of the very first paper pads that Fairy Hugs did, and it was actually designed by Shu Ming Tang, who used to be on the Fairy Hugs design team. I've only got 2 sheets left of this now, or one and a bit. I've used all of mine, so I need to pull myself a new one out. But you can see from the cover here what the designs are. They're very vibrant. As always, it's 6x6, 24 double-sided sheets, 24 designs, 2 sheets of each, and 216 GSM, and that lovely smooth cardstock to stamp onto. So you can see we've got part of this here, and that's because I've cut 2 circles out to use, so I could get another card out, or the same kind of thing, out of what I've got left, thankfully. And the circles have been cut out using the Sentimentally Yours debossed double-stitched circles. Everything I'm using you will find on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, for shipping to UK addresses. The new Magical Scene stamps are only available from myself in the UK. They're not going to be on Create and Craft for the foreseeable future, at least, because there wasn't any time slots, unfortunately. And they're also available worldwide from fairyhugs.com. Obviously, if you're in the UK, don't order from Fairy Hugs, because you'll have shipping charges and import duties maybe to pay as well. So as I said, you'll find them from me. Okay. So these, as I said, these 2 circles have been cut using the debossed double stitch circles from Sentimentally Yours. And we're only doing a snapshot of the main image. The sentiment will go on the small one, but I'm just going to, I just thought I'd try it, because it came about when I was doing another card, which is another video, which is available on my channel, and I'd cut a circle frame out, and this was the waist, and for the sentiment I cut the sentiment out, and I thought, that'd be good for a spotlight. So that's what we're going to do. So whatever size I use, I think it's the 4th size for that. I've cut the next size die out of that, so then that will fit behind there nicely, and we're not wasting loads of card. So let's get this in here. Not that in here, don't want that. Getting all excited. I've got a bit of kitchen roll here, and we're going to pop a little bit of PVA on the back of our paper. Card as it really is. Just because we won't be able to use magnets. Let's pop it up there. So I've already got a torn piece down here. And then we're going to take a Lena. It's not called a Lena, it's called Endless Knowledge, but Lena's sat at the top. And she's going to be, I need to remember, I need to be able to see her through this. Okay, that's going to work. I might put her down a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe even have it over like that a bit, okay? And we can actually put a magnet up there, and we can put a magnet there as well. Okay, let's get her stamped. And I'm going to use Pinecone Versafine Clair for reasons which will become apparent when I go onto the main part of the construction of my card. Nice dark brown is Pinecone. I thought it would be interesting to show you that you don't have to use the entire image, and I have done a bookmark as well, which I'll show you if I can find it, which again doesn't use the whole image. Just because it's been done for you doesn't mean to say you have to use it all. You could just use, you could actually mask that off, that area off, and just use that if you wanted to. There's loads you can do. Sometimes you see a stamp and you think, oh, I don't want to use, I don't like it like that, I don't want to use that bit. Well, you don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. I don't know what that's from. Have I got a hair there? I have. There's a hair there. There's a magnet on the end of there now, but there's a hair there. That's annoying, but I think we'll get away with it, hopefully. We won't. That's so annoying. Unless I do it that way. I could do it that way. But will that fit with what I want to do? Hairs are so annoying. I bet that's an Ed hair. I bet that's an Ed hair. Okay, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We'll do it that way. So we bring in Ollie there and the book flowers. Okay. But nothing ever turns out as I want it to. It's a very happy time when it does. Right, let's clean this off. I'm actually having one of those days. Why I'm trying to do loads of videos on one of those days is beyond me. Okay, so we've finished with that one. We'll pop it back. It's very hard to see a hair on a stamp until you stamp it. Okay. That's that. Then we're going to stamp the little sentiment. So we're going to do exactly the same kind of thing. Put PVA. Let me go down here because I'm putting holes in all my kitchen roll. And there it is. And this says, treasure the quiet moments. Just about fits on this. This is the 3rd size. See, I'm not going to get any magnets on that one. So we're hoping. Small stamps are a lot easier to stamp than the big ones. You might want to practice with the big one, as you saw on that separate piece of card that I've got with the endless knowledge. You might want to practice on that, because you can use that obviously. If you're using dye inks, you can even add your backgrounds after you've stamped. Okay. Excuse me. Are you coming up? I don't want to. It is. Okay. Oh, I always go to the wrong place. The detail on that's incredible, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? You can use these little ones on the back of envelopes. You could do a triptych on a DL card if you wanted to. There's loads and loads of things you can do with them. Okay. So let's get rid of this. And I'm going to stamp in my platform, but just because of the cushion. And we're going to stamp a bit of a background. So this is another piece from Petalshimmer, and we're going to stamp the Fairy Dictionary in the background. Another well-loved stamp. This is from the original book collection. Make sure I put it in the right way. That's the top. Okay. I think we'll go for Morning Mist. Now I am actually, sometimes I use archival, which is why this is really badly stained. It's got little bits on it because I've been using Workshop. Sometimes I use archival, but because I'm not stamping on top of this, I'm happy to use Versafine Clair. Sometimes Versafine Clairs bleed into each other. Not so much on this card actually, but on Watercolour card they do tend to. I don't know why, but they just do. So it doesn't have to be perfect, although I'm going to try and do the best I can. So let's go sideways on. That works for me. And stand up to see. I'm going to have to do just a little bit at the bottom, of course. That's pretty good actually. Darker than I would have liked. That's because I'm inking it really well. If you want it lighter, then just go second generation printing. But it's fine because it's in the background. Let's drop that one down actually. So we'll add to the top of that. And we are going to have a little bit on the edge as well. Should have gone further off and then it would have looked a little bit more balanced. But you know, every day's a learning day. Right, so I never know which way around to do it. So it's got to be there. So I just need to ink it down the edge here. See, everybody still has to think. So we're going to do this one. Stand up. Do this one off the edge here, like that. And then we want this bit up here. Like that. need another little bit down the bottom. I'll turn that round. I'll go in here like that. And then we want one little bit down here. Which will be that there. Which it had to be that bit that was a little bit wonky. Of course. It's always the last bit. Okay, so that's morning mist. So that's going to be our background. So put that aside for a minute. Also want to add a little bit of detail to this one. So we know that we're going to have, now we're going to have to do this way. And what I want to do is bring in the, what's it called? Magical Hollow dyed. So that's going to go around the edge, which is fine. Yeah, that works. That's okay. And we've got rid of that dirty mark. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a little bit of stencil work. Remove this for a moment. I'm going to bring in the Galaxy stencil, which I use an awful lot. I'm going to have some stars, I think, going just around the top. And we're going to go for the smaller stars that there are on the stencil for this. So this is Wilted Violet Distress Ink. Just a little bit like that. That's fine, that'll do. And my mat's migrating. Tidy that up. Then we're going to add a little bit of stamping. So I think we're going to just use our platform again for the cushion. And I think we're going to bring this, we're going to bring in the woodland mushrooms. And you will find the woodland mushrooms on one of the other magical scenes, I think. I'm saying you can, I'm sure it is. But in a smaller version. So we're going to stamp some of these. This was from the Mini World collection originally. And the colour, the thing is, what colour to stamp it? Let's do it in a lighter brown. So go for Acorn instead of the Pinecone, but still keeping in the browns. And now obviously you've got the stitched edge of the die, but that's okay. Having it like that. So let's bring in not been stamped for a while, so I'm hoping we're okay. Just a complete kind of a woodland scene. So I have one there. Have one more, I think. I might end up with two more. I really want one up there. Let's have a little bit here. Can we get another one up there? Yeah, probably. Okay. The stamping platform just gives you, because you've got felt underneath here, or foam, and it just gives you a little bit of cushion because obviously the photopolymer stamps don't have one. Okay, so let's see where we're at. I think we're good. That's one side. I do want to add a little bit of colour to that, I think. So let's just grab. It's always the last one, isn't it, that you get? I've had a couple of water pens. I think I want to grab the kind of skin colour one, which is this one from set 3. And just add a bit of colour to the shrooms, just to the stems, and we'll add, I think we'll add, I don't want to bring in red really, because there's no red on my background, so I might just bring in a bit of purple for the shrooms themselves. See if we can stick with set 3's for purple in here. There's a darker one. Let's see how this one would be. That'll do. I'm just doing it direct, so this is really basic colouring in. Not worried about too much around the edges because I want to ink around the edges, I think. Do look out for my other videos on my channel. There's loads of videos with fairy hugs and Sentimentally Yours, and there's one or two others, and there's background ideas. There's some videos on the Flawless Media range from Sentimentally Yours as well. Lots of techniques. Most of my live videos are on there as well. So yeah, give them a watch if you've got time. Or have me on in the background. You can even turn the volume down if you want to. I don't mind. That's one. Okay, so that just sets it off, I think, a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll get a piece of kitchen roll that I was using. Where is it? And we'll take a Wilted Violet. And we'll just bring in a bit of ink around the edge so it doesn't just fall off. I'll also put a bit of Wilted Violet around the centre circle as well. A little spotlight frame. Sometimes a good idea to take your time and build the colour up, but I'm trying to do it quite quick. Okay, happy with that. that bit. And we'll also bring in, we don't need to bring anything around the little fairy that's reading, but I think we'll just add a little bit around the edge of the sentiment. Doesn't stand out as much as on the white card, but that's not surprising. But if it wasn't there, it would be missing. Okay, there we go. And we will just ink around the edges of our piece as well, just so it all ties in. I normally go for oxide around the edges like this, but I'd have to find it. It's amazing how a little bit of ink does make a difference, even if you think you can't see it. It is there. I love this Fairy Dictionary background stamp. It's just so useful. You can read it, you know, it tells you definitions. That's why you need to make sure it's up the right way. Okay. Can't step away. Step away, Julia. Right, okay. We just need to tidy up and then we can do our construction, and then hopefully it'll look cool. So tidy up the mess. Okay. So we're going to pop, we'll do that afterwards actually. Okay, we'll pop this on here first. So this is called chocolate, that's not PVA, is it? This is called Chocolate Bliss, which is from Sentimentally Yours. A lovely rich brown colour. Pop it on with the Sentimentally Yours PVA. Check it straight, or at least straightish. You could even ruffle up the edges actually, which would be really cool. Right, next we're going to pop the fairy behind the behind there. So to do that, I'm going to put some PVA around the frame. Remember that I cut the next size frame up, and she's going to sit, he's going to be that way, she's going to sit try and get rid of that dirty mark, not a dirty mark, that hair mark. I can't bring in the stitch detail. Yeah, that'll do, that's fine. Take it right over. Okay. And then that will go on here. Oops, there we go, hit the camera again. And then this is going to come in as well. So we need to have this so that this fits. The magical hollow, and I do have a couple of dies left if you're after a magical hollow. That's quite cool, isn't it? Quite happy with how that looks. Right, okay. So actually let's just check, because we've got words there. The words can help me line it up so that I know when I'm coming in where I've got to put it. Okay, so we're going to have it so that it's going to come just under initial there. Right. So that way up, just under initial there. That's still alright, isn't it? Cool. Turn that over. It looks fabulous just like that actually. But I want to use the Magical Hollow. This die was so very popular when it came out. I know lots of people have got this die because you can use this for your winter scenes. It's great for Halloween scenes. Obviously with your gardens and your cottages, your forest scenes. It worked really well with the sort of Woodland family scene, which is one of the new magical scenes. I've got a card I'm going to do with that as well, but that's a simple one, so that won't be a video. But there's lots and lots of design team samples on my website with the products, so you can have a look for some inspiration. Do follow, if you're on Facebook, do follow the Fairy Hug Store group. Ask to join that because there's loads of inspiration in there, and we love to see your makes in there as well. We don't get to see many people's makes. I think people are a little bit scared, but it's a lovely group, very supportive. We're not going to make you feel awful. I mean, as you can see, things don't always turn out as you want them to, but you know, you work around it. Let's just put one more bit there. Dab that off. And I'm going to take my kitchen roll and just press it on there lightly, pick it up, and that dabs off some of the excess. And we're going to pop it on here with the thick trunk just there, and give it a good old press. And then she's sat within the Magical Hollow, like so. Okay, and then the sentiment, we're going to bring the sentiment, and I think I'm just going to put it here. And I think we're going to pop it on a bit of foam tape. This is just 1mm foam tape, so it's going to go here. Like so. And then this is going to go on a little bit of foam tape, again 1mm, because I don't want it too thick. This is woodware foam tape, again you'll find that on my website. And this is, I think this is trimmed to 6 3/4, so it'll go on a 7x7 card. Obviously this could be smaller because you see we've got loads of space around the edge, so I could have trimmed my background smaller. So you could probably get it onto a 6x6 if you really wanted to. Has that been peeled back? No, it hasn't. And I've gone for white because we've got the white on the spotlight. Put that straight. So there you have it. I'm quite pleased at how that turned out. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. There'll be a full list of the products used at the on the description of the video. Don't forget you can find everything on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and the magical scenes that I used were the Endless Knowledge and the Treasure Quiet from the new collection, and you can only get the new collection in the UK from my website here below. Worldwide shipping is available from fairyhogs.com too. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I love to read your comments, and I reply whenever I can, and there's loads and loads of videos on there as well. As I said, I hope you've enjoyed that, got a bit of inspiration, a few ideas for when you get your stamps home, and thank you for watching.